starts, Al.
Yep.
So let's see what happens.
He's Pat Vuyancih. I'm Al Pawlowski. Great to have you along with us here on ESPN Plus for our coverage of the Horizon League Tournament, brought to you by Barbazol. Interesting matchup tonight for IU-Indy. They're a team that loves the high pressure. Defensively, they're one of the top teams in the country at creating turnovers and generating steals.
They will trap you, press you, get their hands up in your face all over the court. They'll try to rotate. You see the ball pressure here. They'll try to rotate, then they like to step back and shoot threes, attack you. Then they will trap again. They'll jump right into the pressure. They try to create a lot of high-scoring opportunities at the rim, and it pays off for them. You got to be careful because they will trap you and they will run. They try to wear you down with their number.
Well, they're averaging 9 steals per game. That's 18th in the country in Division I men's college basketball. As far as Cleveland State goes, their game is the three-point shot. When that is going for Cleveland State, look out. They can be tough to beat. They're averaging 11 three-pointers per game. That is 12th in all of the country.
That's Chevalier right there. They have multiple guys that can knock them down from deep. They love to run and shoot them. Josiah Harris, unfortunately, who shot that one, will not be playing tonight. But they love to shoot the three, and they stretch the defense and make you guard.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups for tonight's game between IU-Indy and Cleveland State. First up for the Vikings, without Day and Nessa, without JoJo Harris, so Kamari Jones and Priest Ryan will be in the starting lineup with Lipscomb, Beard. And there's the IU-Indy starting lineup: Edwards, DiAgostino, Woodward, Mitchell, Hagee, Edwards. And we are underway in Cleveland. Horizon League play-in game here tonight. The winner moves on to the Horizon League Tournament's game on Wednesday at Wright State against the #1 seed. Here's Woodward for IU-Indy. In the lane, the left-handed shot is right there.
Great patience on the turn. Perfect execution. They obviously wanted to get it inside right, and here's that pressure. Boy, they bring it.
We'll see it the entire game. And there is a foul over there in the corner against IU-Indy.
They really can score the ball well, and you see Coach Howlett, his first season here.
Yep, 7-24 is the record, but when he was at Division II, he had the same sort of system and had a lot of success with it. That high pressure, create the turnovers, not unlike what you played with here at Cleveland State, Pat, about 40 years ago with Kevin Mack.
It's almost identical, and you see how they get deflections, they chase, they flick, they force you to play fast, and you're either going to get a layup, or you're going to rush a shot, or you're going to turn it over. So you got to attack it.
Vikings with the basketball here, trailing by 2. That last foul against IU-Indy was on McGuire Mitchell, first of the game. Here's Kamari Jones, good three-point shooter, getting the start tonight with a couple of regulars out. There's that quick trigger on the three, he just missed it. How about Pierre Louis with a good offensive rebound? Powers it back up, no, but drew the foul. He'll shoot 2 as Woodward got him on the arm on the way up. Second foul against IU-Indy, first against Woodward, and Pierre Louis, who struggled from the line this year, will head there. He's shooting just 41%.
Holding Pierre Louis, holding his position, and powering it up.
And he misses the first of 2.
But that's one of the things, you've got to continue. Once you score, you got to get back, because these guys will run right at you too. They'll push it. They like pace.
Yeah, continues the rough stretch at the free throw line he's encountered this season. IU-Indy by 2 with the basketball. Here's DiAgostino, their leading scorer this year.
Several lefties in their lineup.
We've got 6 of them on the roster. Woodward for DiAgostino. Under 10 on the shot clock. The spin in the lane. A look there for Hagee from deep. Could get the triple, but an offensive rebound for Mitchell. And DiAgostino from the baseline makes it 4-0, his first 2 tonight.
And they're right up, face guarding their man. They'll switch any screen or exchange.
There's a steal.
Better and better with this.
Edwards, 6-0, Jaguars. They're off to a quick start as they were in Indianapolis the last time these two teams played. Beard under some pressure. DiAgostino with the ball. Here's Woodward, and now IU-Indy has only allowed Cleveland State to get it in the front court once. Three-pointer is good from Mitchell. Timeout, Cleveland State. 2 minutes in. It's 9-0 IU-Indy. This Viking basketball team had won 5 in a row when they went to Indianapolis earlier in the month of February. Went down in that game 22-4. Lost the game, and they haven't won since.
Well, you see the deflection and the pickup and steal for Edwards, and they're right back up in your face. They will not back down. It's 40 minutes of full court pressure, and then if they score, they run and they continue to pressure. They want to wear you down with their numbers. They believe in the system. A number of these guys came here with coach, and they believe in the system, and it works. It's taking West Liberty, as you see they hit the three there. It's taking West Liberty to national championship level games at Division II, and it's a system that works for them.
Well, it certainly is, and IU-Indy has the early lead here tonight, 9-0. They are 4 of 5 from the field. The Vikings have only gotten one shot, and they missed it. Cleveland State will leave their starting 5 on the floor. Same 5 for IU-Indy as well. Here's the inbound to Priest Ryan in the corner. He'll work on Woodward, who's spotting him up here in the backcourt. Ryan across the time stripe, and now Beard, as Cleveland State will get into their offense, but cost you about 10 seconds with that press.
And then you're setting up. It's tough to get in rhythm.
There's Lipscomb. Jones in the corner for 3. Got it.
Oh, they needed that. Cleveland State really needed that shot. And it's interesting to see Jones, who has not played much this season, he's taken 2 quick ones.
Now he can shoot it. He averages 4.5 per game as D'Agostino pushes Beard down, turns and missed the shot with the left hand. Good defense by Beard. Ryan with a good rebound. Doubled in the backcourt. Got it away. Now Beard finds Lipscomb in the corner. Here's Ryan down the lane. A little turn. And the Vikings without Josiah Harris. Boy, they really miss him and Nessa inside. Those kind of shots for those two guys are generally going down. Here's McGuire Mitchell for another 3. Got it. Mitchell, his second 3-pointer. He's got 6 to lead all scorers. And IU-Indy once again is up by 9, matching their largest lead. And Lipscomb finally gets it into Beard. Now Jones. Vikings have numbers, breaking the press. Lipscomb, an open-looking transition. Jones the rebound with contact and one coming.
Well, again, you know, the offense and the defense for IU-Indy, they really pressure, make you score quick. Cleveland State takes a quick shot, and again, as I mentioned, you have to get some rebounds against this, and Edwards or Jones steps right in there.
So Kamari Jones will shoot 1. He's an 82% free tosser on the year.
Very athletic kid. When he was inserted against Oakland earlier in the season, he turned the tide of the game in the second half with his defense and his energy.
Kamari Jones doesn't get the free throw, though. Rare for him to miss. That foul was on Jackson Edwards, his first, team's 3rd. 12-5 the score. Kamari Jones has all 5 points for CSU. Micah Davis into the game. He had a good game against Cleveland State about a month ago in Indianapolis. Also on the floor, Cameron Tinsley, D'Agostino for Woodward. 8 on the shot clock against Beard. Trying to back him down. Beard holding his ground. Woodward, 2 seconds, 1. Great dump pass down low, but it's blocked. Pierre Louis with a great block against Cameron Tinsley. Here's Lipscomb. Got it. One thing Cleveland State can do, they average 11 3-pointers per game. They can score in bunches. So Lipscomb his first basket. It's a 4-point game. Just over 4 minutes gone here in Cleveland. Woodward drive and the dump. This is Miller in the corner. Missed the 3-pointer. His first shot attempt tonight. Here comes Beard as the Vikings try to run. Beard on the drive against D'Agostino. Out to Kamari Jones. Pierre Louis. Waiting for cutters. Back to Jones. The jumper from about 20. Boy, he's feeling it early. 7 for Kamari Jones. It's a 2-point game and a 7-0 run for the Vikings. 4:45 gone here in this first half in Cleveland. Horizon League play-in game brought to you by Barbazol. It's the Vikings and IU-Indy matching up for the 3rd time this year. 2-man game. Woodward now brings in a 3rd with D'Agostino. He throws it away. To the backcourt it goes. Lipscomb wants to run it down. Gets it and he'll have the layup. And he missed it. How about that? The hustle got him the layup. He just didn't make it. Meanwhile, Jones steals. Lipscomb made that layup. We're tied. 5 for Lipscomb. IU-Indy had a 9-0 lead and a 12-3 lead, and now we're even at 12.
Jags will force you to play fast. You got to make them pay when they do.
It's the drive for Davis using that off right hand. Didn't get it, but drew the foul on Ryan. with the body. His first, team's first timeout on the floor. Well, we've certainly seen some action here in the first 5.5 minutes. Kamari Jones, the game's leading scorer with 7, made a nice dish there. 21st meeting, Cleveland State has won most of them, but the Vikings, who had won 15 in a row prior to February 7th, lost the last time these two teams played. Micah Davis to the line, and he breaks the tie to make it 13-12. That last foul on Ryan was the first against Cleveland State tonight. And Micah Davis, another lefty, 68% on the year from the line, sinks both free throws, and the Jags push it out to a 2-point advantage.
One of the things to make note of, Cleveland State's played 6 guys, and the Jags have played 8. So if Cleveland State can win with 5, hats off to him. There's a turnover forced by the pressure.
Emery and Wanders on the floor now for the Vikings. Jackson Edwards is back, so is McGuire Mitchell for IU-Indy. Here's Davis against Lipscomb.
They've played 8 so far. The goal is to wear Cleveland State down.
Tinsley got it over to DiAugustino. 10 to shoot against Emery. Harassing DiAugustino. Got it away to extra step there for Cameron Tinsley. Went left, went right, and used 2 different pivot feet.
Cleveland State's defense, since that early 9-0 lead that the Jags had, has really picked up, forced a lot of turnovers.
Now, if you can force IU-Indy into a half-court game, you stand a good chance of beating them. If you play them in a full-court game, that's where you're going to perhaps have troubles. They've won this year at Oakland. They won by 18 points, so they've defeated some good teams. Take a look at their wins. Kamari Jones from downtown. Jackson Edwards able to save it as he and his teammate McGuire Mitchell almost knocked it out of bounds. Here's Edwards. Mitchell looking for his 3rd 3 of the night. Look at that one. Kamari Jones the rebound. Trying to rush it ahead. He's the game's leading scorer with 7. 2-point lead for the Jags. Here's Ice Emery, the Horizon League 6th man of the year. Awards announced today. Ice averaging nearly 13 per game. That shot blocked by McGuire Mitchell, and he's out of bounds. Pretty good defense there in the half court by the freshman McGuire Mitchell.
Really good job of keeping a cushion with the smaller, quicker Emery in front of him. Smart defense. And this, waited until he jumped, and then he jumped to block the shot.
Jones checks out with those 7 points, couple of rebounds. Beard is back. Tinsley is out for IU-Indy. Woodward returns. 2-point lead for the Jags, who have not trailed tonight. Here's Mitchell. DiAugustino in the lane against Emery. Gonna force it up, a little short. Rebound tapped out of bounds. It'll be CSU basketball. That's where DiAugustino wants the ball. They can get him deep with a mismatch. He's pretty good around the rim.
They ran flex action with him setting the screen, then ducking in to get him the ball. They're trying to get him involved. He has not been so far.
Mike's trying to get it out of that double team, and here you go. 4-on-3 now. The Vikings hurry. Corner, wide open, Wanders. That's the thing with that full court press. You'll have numbers if you break it, and Foster Wanders knocks in his first triple of the evening. Here's Edwards on the drive to the basket, able to finish with that inside right hand. Great finish for Jackson Edwards. He has 4. IU-Indy by a point. Emery to the basket with contact. He scores his first 2 off the bench. And the offenses are on display once again tonight.
Cleveland State beginning to show that they're comfortable attacking that press now. But the cumulative effect is what the Jaguars are hoping to benefit from.
McGuire Mitchell off the pump fake and the drive. Off his knee it goes. It'll be Cleveland State ball. Had a pretty good pump fake on that one, but just unable to finish.
Great job of Cleveland State coming up here on the replay. Pushing it, moving it. Beautiful teamwork to break that press. And Wanders will be a real key because he is a shooter. He's knocking him down. That will certainly play in Cleveland State's favor.
Tinsley back in. Davis out for IU-Indy. For the Vikings, Jones and Pierre-Louis are back as Ryan and Emery take a blow. So Rob Summers trying to keep the troops fresh against this full court look from IU-Indy. Here's Jones on the drive. The pump fake. And he's called for the traveling violation. Back to IU-Indy it goes. And for Cleveland State, their 4th turnover. Both teams, Pat, with 4 turnovers in the early going.
Trying to do a little too much there. Jones probably should have gotten the offense moving rather than going one-on-one there.
It's DiAugustino with Woodward. And Pierre-Louis, good backdoor cut. Great find. Edwards! And he draws a foul.
Just a read. when that dribble comes at the help defender, if he's biting on that denial, as you see right here, there's the drive by Finley, and here's the extra pass. Beautiful finish.
49 is left here in the first half. Some Cleveland State fans hoping the Vikings can continue on in the Horizon League tournament. One of these teams will. The other, it'll be off-season for them. Kamari Jones is tonight's leading scorer thus far. He's got 7 for Cleveland State. Got to start with Dayan Nessa and JoJo Harris on the shelf.
Look at the extra hop after he made the shot. They think he's not excited. He gets the offensive rebound put back there. And now, again, comes off the handoff for a quick jumper. This kid has worked really hard. He has earned minutes as the season has gone on. He always plays really hard on defense. And tonight, he's stepping it up on the offensive end.
Alongside Pat Vuyancih, I'm Al Pawlowski. Cleveland State and IU-Indy tonight, both 7 of 13 from the field. They each have 7 rebounds, and they each have 4 turnovers. Just tells you how closely this game has been played in the first 8 minutes and 11 seconds. Here's Edwards trying to convert the three-point play. He is unsuccessful as Priest Ryan gets the rebound. And the Vikings now will go to work and try to take the lead back. We've already had 4 lead changes. Here's Lipscomb, Cleveland State's sharpshooter. Ryan on the drive, beats Edwards on the baseline.
Good decision by Ryan not to force it.
Beard for Pierre-Louis. Couple of pump fakes and a finish.
Great patience on offense by Cleveland State right there.
His first 2 tonight, they stop play. And Edwin Young wants to talk to Randy Richardson. Cleveland State up by a point.
Not sure what he saw here.
Not sure either. Maybe somebody touched the ball on the way through.
I didn't see a warning given.
No, nothing. They didn't talk to
play there. Not sure what the call was.
Vikings have made their last 3 field goals. They're making their last 4 in a row now.
Really good interior passing on that play.
They're 8 of 14 for the game. 1-point lead. And McGuire, Mitchell, Beard came off. He got some contact to the chin. Meanwhile, Jackson Edwards knocking down the jumper. He's got 8 points, and he's the game's leading scorer.
Not necessarily his strength, but he sunk that one with ease.
IU-Indy back on top. Trey Beard going to work with Pierre-Louis.
This is called Princeton Guard Series action. Cleveland State's running. They always try to enter to the high post and then play off of that.
8 on the shot clock for Lipscomb. Screen from Pierre-Louis, the step-back triple in his wheelhouse.
Oh.
Lipscomb loves that shot. You may look and say that's 25, 26 away. He shoots that with so much accuracy, and he practices that all the time in the gym.
Well, he certainly read that he had the mismatch there with Finley guarding him, and he was able to rise up.
6 for Lipscomb. Vikings now 4 of 7 on triples. Here's Edwards. Didn't get that jumper. Priest Ryan on the run out for Pierre-Louis. Past him, but a serendipitous bounce to Beard, who finds Ryan, who can't finish underneath.
Oh, great defense by Edwards. Thought Ryan had an easy one there.
There's Edwards. Get it over to Tinsley, and now Woodward. 2-point lead for the Vikings.
Almost felt like that pass came so quickly from Beard to Ryan. He found it in his hands. He was surprised by it.
Yeah. Woodward in the lane for a while. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll be Cleveland State ball.
Great job by Priest Ryan to just wall up, keep his hands up. Watch how Lipscomb, he walks him in, steps back. He's a left to right shooter, means he brings the ball from the left side of his face, through his face for the shot. It's tough to guard.
Lipscomb and Pierre-Louis are out. Emery and Wanders are back for Cleveland State. Edwards takes a blow with the game-high 8 points for IU-Indy. Micah Davis has returned. And now we've got another conference with the officials. All 3 are going to have a discussion. 9:41 on the first half clock. Cleveland State's up 22-20. They're shooting 56% from the field now. IU-Indy at 47% from the field. IU-Indy is 2 of 6 on triples. The Vikings 4 for 7. And now Rob Summers is trying to point something out. Yeah. We're not sure what this conversation is about.
We're talking about the three-point shooting there. That's what Cleveland State does well. The problem with being a three-point shooting team, when a team like the Jaguars force you to play fast, is oftentimes those shots will not fall in the second half because your legs get tired, especially if you're not using a lot of guys. Not sure what they're sending both teams to the bench, and they're going to look at something on the tape.
So the one thing I could think about, we'll see if they let us know what it is.